According to the workers who escaped, after the terrorists infiltrated the National Archives through the loading gate on basement level 1 and destroyed the automatic security system, they took all of the employees in the facility hostage. They've gained control of the first floor lobby as well as the library floors 1 through 3.
Have there been any statements or demands from the criminals?
Not at the present time. However, they seem to be looking for the H-88 report.
The H-88 report? The one that conducted an investigation of General Michiba, the mastermind of the failed Far North Rebellion 20 years ago?
Yes, sir. Its designation as a state secret has been lifted, and it was transported here to the National Archives from the National Police Agency to prepare it for public release.
Major.
Go ahead and have command authority for the investigation transferred to Section 9. Everyone's been waiting for that document to be released, but for an armed terrorist group to attack, it makes me awfully suspicious.
Maybe they're conspiracy theorists who want the truth about what happened 20 years ago.
They would risk their own lives for it? Not likely. If you consider the social impact that the H-88 report will have, as well as the timing of the attack, it looks like the perp is running scared over the possibility of that document being released.
What's this H-8 report? Since we're going to be involved in the investigation, we'd like to input accurate information.
I never said anything about you working the investigation. Oh, never mind. 88 is short for National Police Agency Security Bureau Administrative Document, Classification Code Public Security Investigation H-88. It's the report on the attempted rebellion in the far north that includes the testimony of General Michiba.
An attempted rebellion in the far north? You mean the armed uprising by the officers of the Fifth Army who tried to turn the far north, which we'd just taken back, into an independent state?
That's right. The Public Security Bureau tried to bury the whole thing way back then. But certain leaks about the affair came out, and that brought the incident to the public's attention. Now that the politicians see which way public opinion is blowing, they requested a public review of it. But the rebellion that Michiba and the others planned involved a lot of military secrets. So because the report contained sensitive material, it was classified as a state secret, and that designation remained on it for 20 years.
And tomorrow marks the 20th anniversary, huh?
We should be arriving above the National Archives in just a few moments.
Chief.
All right. I'm going to begin the mission briefing now.
An unknown terrorist group has attacked the National Archives and is barricaded inside with employees and security staff as hostages. Judging from the statement given by an escaped employee, we can surmise that the terrorist objective is to steal the National Police Agency Security Bureau Administrative Document H-88, aka the H-88 report. Your orders are to rescue the hostages, prevent the theft of the report, and uncover the ringleader's objective. Also, the terrorists are deployed from the first floor lobby through the basement with emphasis on defense. Once the infiltration team has entered through the second floor terrace and secured the above ground areas, make for underground locations under terrorist control.
official documents are sleeping right beneath our feet, stored in electronic form. I can't wait to get this incident resolved because the sooner it's behind us, the sooner I'll be able to hook up to their database.
Hey, Tachkoma, don't act on your own, got it?
That's why I'm requesting appropriate orders.
All right, all right. Let's agree on a signal for when I give you an order. How's that sound?
Understood. Don't worry about a thing. You can put your mind at ease because you're in good hands with me.
Sure, I'll hold you to that.
What are you doing? Hurry up and get in there.
Roger. Let's go, Tachkoma.
I disengaged the lock on the gateway that leads underground.
You've done a good job so far, but the hard part is up ahead. Just stick close and don't fall behind.
I've located the enemy. Look!
Did you learn anything?
It's as though they were digging through papers all throughout the archives.
Throw the investigation into chaos?
I won't say that's not a possibility, but the all-important H-88 report was left lying there looking like they read through it in a hurry.
If the enemy isn't after the report, what are they after?
Either way, our only option right now is to dig through this guy's brain.
Chief, I finally got an ID on the terrorists. These guys are ex-military. They're still running around with their unit ID codes left in their cyberframes. However, I came across traces of evidence indicating that their memories have been overwritten just prior to the assault.
So, someone cast a spell over them, huh?
If they're merely puppets, that means someone has to be hiding behind the curtain pulling the strings. Now we need to get those strings done. At any rate, get back there.
Roger.
Do you think it would be alright if I hooked up to the National Archives database now? Ah!
You've created quite a mess. The media is looking at this from the historical conspiracy perspective, saying that this was an operation cooked up by the government or some military faction to conceal military secrets from 20 years ago. But the public is used to having information concealed from them, so while they may feign righteous indignation right now, they'll forget about it as their daily lives offer more pressing concerns.
That doesn't sound like something that the chief of the Public Security General Affairs section would say. You're responsible for the handling of more top-secret information than anyone else. Anyway, why are you here? Are you here in your other role as chief of the JSDA Watch?
According to our operatives, there are indications that the ringleader has had connections with Russia ever since his days in the military. We kept him under surveillance even after his discharge, but just the other day he killed 2 of my men while trying to escape. However, I don't believe that he was the one who killed them.
So what are you telling me? That some third party who was using him killed your lookouts in order to set him free?
But unfortunately, he died before we were able to confirm that. Thanks to your people. Mr. Aramaki, I realize that your Section 9 is an independent agency that answers directly to the Prime Minister. It is an offensive anti-crime organization that has the power and capability to intervene in any crime. But yours isn't the only public security outfit. This isn't some war zone. When you stop at nothing to meet your objectives, it causes a serious backlash for all public security personnel, myself included. I ask that you bear that in mind. This is a warning from the Public Security's head of General Affairs. Who's that?
You used to work at Police HQ and you don't know? That's the great Chiki Kanbei, Public Security Head of General Affairs. He's also in charge of the Self-Defense Army Surveillance Squad, aka JSDA Watch.
He's supposed to be keeping an eye on the military. What's he stuck his nose into this for?
He's a man who got to where he is in public security today by being utterly single-minded. He's had it in for Section 9 ever since we were founded. It's hardly surprising that he'd come here to butt in. But what has me more concerned is that as the spy sent in by the JSDA Watch 20 years ago, he was the man responsible for uncovering the attempted Far North Rebellion.
He caught Michiba?
Everyone who works in public security knows about it.
So, the great spy's been pursuing the terrorists who were after the H-88 memorandum, huh?
There are just too many points that link it to this incident.
Something tells me that this isn't over yet.
Major will be arriving at Better Tarbe in 5 minutes. Should we land as planned at the Atorofu Support Police's heliport?
No, land at the civilian airfield we're using as a makeshift command post in Tachikoma hangar. I want to check over everything inside.
Roger.
Chief.
At the moment, Beru Tarube is being pegged by widespread acts of terrorism, but security for the ceremony and the guests will be assigned jointly. Both the 5th Army's 27th Division, which has a garrison here, and the Atorofu Support Police will be in charge of this. Our mission is to prevent the assassination of former Cabinet Minister Hiramo.
Have there been any demands from the terrorists after that, other than the death threat?
No.
But it was a long time ago when Hiruma pushed for developing the far north, back when he was land development minister. Why would anybody threaten to kill him now? It doesn't make sense.
Publicly, Hiruma's retired from the party, but he's a big wheel who still has enough pull to meddle in political policy. He's got lots of enemies. It's not surprising that some of them would try to wipe him out and make it look like it had something to do with the far north.
No, there's probably some significance to carrying out the assassination in Beirut Tarube, especially at the handover commemoration ceremony. For one thing, the people of the far north never recognized the theft of the full authority over their own reconstruction as a handover. Even a snot-nosed kid knows that the ceremony is nothing but a performance meant to entertain the political bigwigs who are still suppressing their rights, and that includes Hiruma.
At any rate, your top priority is to root out any and all terrorists prior to Hiruma's arrival. You are here to do whatever it takes to prevent his assassination. Understood?
They say this Tarube place we're going to is an old-style cyberbrain city. I bet we can find an AI from an early think tank model used in World War III for dirt cheap. Let's get one as a souvenir. Yeah, we promised to get something for the others back at the hangar. I can already tell you what's gonna happen if we run off on our own and come back with a brain case that's still online. The Major's gonna go get mad at us. The last time she got mad because we brought something back without asking. Well, after all, stealing is wrong. And besides, we're basically government equipment. Ooh, I overheard something a while ago. What? Everyone in Section 9 is talking about us. They're going on about how we've developed too much. What's bad about that? They're scared of the idea that we AIs have become too much like humans. But Mr. Bato's on our side, isn't he? I hate to say it, but Mr. Bato does whatever the Major orders him to. What do you think we should do? It's very simple. From now on, we need to pay close attention to our actions, but we should also avoid any unnecessary talking in front of humans. In that case, I have a suggestion. From now on, whenever we talk, why don't we just use ultra-high frequencies? Humans can't hear them. I agree. Without further ado... I can hear something. Some people are talking. What's this? Shisamu has come again? What will it be this time? Shibashikuru or Kararaku? And Ukocharanke is out of the question? Huh? What's Ukocharanke mean? I showed that crow is listed as the meaning of Shibashikuru. And Kararaku is the sound a crow makes. What's it going to be this time? The crow or the crow's call? What's that mean? This is supposed to be our new home, huh? The hangar at Section 9 is way better. Oh, look at this, everybody! Check out all the weapons! Yay!
Allow me to introduce someone. This is Brigadier General Kusumoto. He's the commander of the 5th Army's 27th Division, which will be overseeing security at the ceremony in conjunction with the Etorofu Support Police. Since a military parade is planned as part of the event, the General is going to be in charge of your group as well.
How long has it been, Major Kusanagi? Not since Nemuro, I suppose.
I don't believe we've met before. Division Staff Officer Kusumoto.
You know each other?
We both served in the same operation to take back the far north, which had been occupied. The Major and her team drew the enemy away from our forces in Nemuro. You might say that thanks to their efforts, we were able to achieve our victory there.
As I recall, General Michiba was your commanding officer, wasn't he?
What are you implying?
Nothing.
The top brass did that all on their own. My division had nothing to do with it.
I'm aware of that.
Because of what he did, everyone in the division, right down to the enlisted soldiers, came under the suspicion of rebellion, and we were disbanded. We were bounced from post to post all throughout Honshu. We took part in the operation with your group after we reformed in the far north.
I apologize if I've touched a nerve.
Our duty is to keep the ceremony safe. We will spare no effort to assist you. I have just one word of warning for you and your men, Major. We're no longer attached to the same organization. I expect you to refrain from making unauthorized contact with any military personnel. You're also prohibited from entering military facilities. If you can't give me your word that you'll abide by this, I won't be able to guarantee your safety.
You have my word.
In any event, we're both in positions where our duty is to protect the state. I'll send you all the information we have on the terrorist we captured. I couldn't help but notice that you've brought think tanks along with you. I'll see that you get clearance to use our training dome. Please feel free to use it if you like. I'll have one of my men give you the location later. If you have any questions about something that turns up in the course of your investigation, contact us on our frequency. My men will see to it. Any questions?
None.
I wish you good luck.
What's his problem? Not the nicest guy in the world, is he?
The rumors are right. Bring up the fact that he served under General Michiba and the guy completely loses it.
Nevertheless, you mustn't forget that if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have been able to recapture the far north.
But he said that he would let us use their training dome, so the fellow can't be all bad. If he's putting himself at our disposal, it would only be polite for us to take him up on it.
How long have you guys been listening in?
The Touchcoma's right. Don't focus on anything else. For now, just concentrate on your own mission.
Now that's more like it. Okay, then let's get right to it and go on patrol in Berutaru Bay.
You just want to gain experience points is more like it.
All right, fine. It's obvious that standing around here won't get anything done. Everyone grab a Touchcoma. We're heading out. We're going into Berutaru Bay.
Yahoo!
The former mayor of Berutaru Bay, who has been missing since yesterday, was kidnapped by terrorists who have occupied the pier area and are keeping him isolated. Working through the media, the terrorists have announced that the former mayor had ties to Hiruma when he was a minister, as well as close ties with the business world. They have demanded an apology, but Hiruma shows no signs of being willing to discuss any terms with them at this time. There's a strong chance that this is tied to the terrorism related to the ceremony and that they're connected to the organization who made the death threat against Hiruma. Your orders are to neutralize the terrorists immediately and rescue the former mayor.
When you consider the kind of demands that terrorists make these days, demanding an apology from a politician is really awfully sweet.
Maybe, but what they're doing is outrageous.
Does this mean they were on close terms with Hiruma?
And why did they feel the need to kidnap a retired old man at this point? It just doesn't fit.
I suppose all we can do is ask Hiruma himself how big a psychological impact this man's kidnapping has had on him.
Knowing that geezer, he'll probably just say, I never met the man.
If you do anything to draw attention, you might compromise the mayor's safety and place his life in jeopardy. Bear that in mind while you're conducting your mission.
Roger.
From here on, act in complete secrecy until you've taken the former mayor into custody. There's a risk of the hostage being harmed. Proceed with extreme caution.
Going back to the pickup point. Keep the former mayor safe. You got that?
Count on me!
No luck. Most of the people we captured alive fried their own cyber brains.
Why didn't you go through the trouble of not shooting them in the heads?
Gosh, I see you're a pretty fair shot now too, Toga-san, my boy!
Who asked you?
It would seem that the previous mayor wasn't informed of the group's name either. And as for the weapons, they could all have been easily obtained in the junkyard district of Berutarube.
They must have had a very good reason for taking such an extreme measure as burning out their memories. It's imperative that we find out what it is that they were trying to hide.
The Atorofu Support Police have discovered a large amount of explosives along the Tohoku Linear Railway while searching for suspicious items before the ceremony. According to forensic analysis, the explosives are not intended to harm humans, but rather to destroy structures by means of simultaneous explosions. Part of the background of the Tohoku Linear Railway is that it was constructed at the urging of former cabinet minister Hiruma. It is believed that the perpetrators had planted the explosives in order to prevent him from using the railway. It's believed that the bomber is still hiding in the station, although this intel is uncorroborated. Your orders are to go directly to Berutarube Station at once, apprehend the bomber, and find the explosives. When you find an explosive, your instructions are to mark it and leave it so it can be defused by the bomb squad.
Wow, so this is Berutarube Station, huh? It's fancier than me, Mama. So tell me, why do you suppose the terrorists are trying to blow up the building instead of targeting Mr. Hiruma himself?
You could say that the railway was built for the express purpose of carrying Hiruma back into the country with honors.
By laying down a railway, a flow of people in both directions is going to result. And when that happens, regional justice is replaced with centralized justice. It's your classic symbol of authority.
Instead of feathering your own nest, it's more like laying tracks at your own nest.
Well, regardless of whether or not there are any bombs here, this is pretty impressive as a declaration of war against Hiruma.
What are you standing around chatting for? Get to work!
Roger that.
What was that? Wait a second! The number of bombs inflated from the enemy cyber brain!
Tachikoma, forward the entire contents of a cyberbrain to HQ immediately. Ishikawa.
Right here. Well, you finally need my services, man.
I don't care what you have to do, but decrypt this guy's cyberbrain and pull out whatever intel you can.
Roger.
But still, burning out your own cyberbrain is a little drastic, don't you think?
The real question that comes to mind is whether or not he did it of his own free will.
Assuming that it wasn't, it raises yet another question. Just who the hell is pulling the strings behind the scenes?
He fried his brain to keep us from finding out, right?
It's me. I just received the perpetrator's cyberbrain data. We'll have to wait for analysis to determine his identity. For now, leave the scene processing to the support police and come back here as soon as possible. Understood?
Roger.
All communications with the grandson of former commander of Russia's Far East Army, Sergei Ignashov, were suddenly cut off while he was sightseeing in the city. It's rumored that Ignashov had close ties with Hiruma when he was Minister of Land Development while the Far North was being developed. This latest incident is also believed to have been committed by the terrorist group, which is connected to the assassination plot against Hiruma. Data obtained from the city's N system has determined that the kidnapper was the maid android accompanying the boy. It's unclear as to whether this is a malfunction or a criminal act as a result of external hacking. Proceed to the scene and rescue the kidnapping victim. Extraction of information from the maid android will be necessary. Therefore, make every effort not to destroy its brain case.
Right away!
Yes, ma'am!
The maid android that Tachikoma let get away is fleeing on foot. She's making her way through a low-rise building district not far from where you are. Since you're the closest to the scene, you can take it from here. Data received. It appears that Ignashov's grandson is hidden in one of the garbage cans in that area. His signal's encrypted, so we won't be able to quickly pinpoint his location that way. Looks like checking the bins one at a time will be the fastest way to go under the circumstances. I'll leave the dumpster diving to you.
I've located the enemy!
deluxe model prosthetic body and an android made with hidden weapons, huh? Do retired Russian military men make enough to afford toys like that?
This is what he gets for using public funds to come here and go on a sightseeing flight with his grandson.
Do you suppose this is another terrorist act that's tied into the ceremony?
Considering that Ignashov was in charge of the far north back when Hiruma was the land development minister, it's certainly possible. Nonetheless, as crimes go, this was a pretty half-assed attempt. Ishikawa, I'm sending you the AI data from the made android. There's a possibility that someone with another objective in mind planned this and tried to make it look like a robot revolt. Get to work on analyzing it right away.
Roger.
Based on an examination of these 3 incidents affecting the ceremony, all are related to former Cabinet Minister Hiruma. Also, evidence of the same virus strain was found in the cyberbrains of the suspects in each case. One common factor in all 3 events is that the androids of the same model as Mr. Ignashov's maid were involved in the commission of the crimes. It seems certain that each had been illegally modified and bore little resemblance to the original model. According to forensics, there is a strong possibility that the virus was spread among the suspects by means of these androids. The android's model number is SA015, manufactured by Hoka Precision Machines. Based on a study of android construction, the person most likely to have enough familiarity with the system capable of introducing a virus is a system administrator named Tamiya. An analysis of the net log from the past few days has turned up traces of what appear to be virus activation codes from a terminal located inside the plant. Your orders are to take Tamiya, our prime suspect, into custody.
I'm buggy for saying this, but this wanted poster of Tamiya, are you 100% positive this is the right person?
Don't sweat it, Tachkoma. I gotta admit that even I doubted my own eyes for a second, too.
Me too.
I confess, so did I.
Major, are we absolutely sure this is our man? I don't have anything against Jameson types, but this guy doesn't really strike me as the criminal mastermind behind these virus attacks.
It's always a bad idea to let appearances fool you. Besides, at this stage, it's too soon to conclude that Tamiya is the mastermind behind all this.
I guess you're not able to move yet, huh? It moved?
Tachkoma, what are you doing?
Oh, come on, I wasn't doing anything. signs, but it looks as if he's burned out his own memories.
What's going on around here? Is frying your brain case the hip thing to do up here in the far north?
Extract all the data from his cyberbrain immediately and forward it to Ishikawa.
I'll ask it again. Are we positive that this is the guy behind a string of virus attacks?
But if this guy fried his own cyberbrain too, wouldn't that be a hint that he was trying to hide something from us?
Leave the scene processing up to forensics and come back here. Togus, I'm putting you in command of the forensics team.
Why me? If you're gonna blame anything, blame the fact that you're an ex-cop. See ya.
This isn't my day.
I examined the cyberbrain data that you guys sent me. I wasn't able to detect any trace of the virus that was involved in those 3 cases.
In other words, you're saying that this system administrator named Tamiya spread the virus and planned the terrorist attacks all on his own?
Well, I guess that's what this points to.
Did anything turn up at the scene?
I ran a check on every outgoing phone call made from the factory. Out of all of them, 12 were made to unlisted numbers. Most of them were personal calls, but an examination of each one showed that 8 were made to friends of the receptionist, and 3 were to the residence of the CEO's girlfriend. And we discovered from our investigation of the final phone call that it was to a public phone in a junkyard district inside Verutarube.
So what's that got to do with Tamiya?
We found a memo in Tamiya's desk with the same number as the public phone written on it. There was a name on the note, Sen Ninkai, written with the characters for thousand, person, and society. Does that name ring any bells?
That's an awfully grand name to be associated with a payphone.
Yeah, I was curious too, so I did some digging. I found lots of similar names, but I wasn't able to turn up anything anywhere on the net that made me want to jump up and yell jackpot.
Could that walking box even have picked up a pencil in the first place?
Who knows? It was pinned to a corkboard in front of his desk along with various work-related documents, so I just naturally figured it was his.
Memos and a corkboard, huh? Taking into consideration the body he's in, the man was one seriously analog guy.
As a rule, people don't suspect things that, for all intents and purposes, appear to be common, everyday items. If he did it deliberately, it's possible that he was more clever than we thought.
And he might have burned out his cyberbrain because he wanted to hide the existence of information besides what was in his own head.
It's also possible that he was ordered to do it by the Seninkai organization.
Togus, go through the information we have on the organization known as the Seninkai again. Ishikawa, you work up a vaccine for the virus that Tamiya planted. We're merely scratching the surface. There may be more at work behind this incident than I first imagined.
Tachikoma here, please respond. This is Tachikoma responding. How's it look on your end? I'm bored. I wish I was staking out the junkyard public phone too. Have you found any cool souvenirs? I've noticed that compared to Nihama, the people around here have a pretty high prosthetics percentage. But I haven't really found anything new. I'd sure like to get out of here and look around, but the Major would just get mad at me again. How about you? Peter showed up, hasn't he? Yeah, he definitely looks and sounds mad. He's been rambling on non-stop, griping about the Chief and the Major. It's getting ugly.
I'll ask you once again, why did you close down the Tohoku Linear Railway?
As I've said again and again, it was because there was a risk of a terrorist attack aimed at the former cabinet minister.
What is it you think your people came all the way up here for instead of the police or the military? It was to round up all the terrorists before I got here. If you and your team of so-called professionals can't get the job done, then send in the SAT. Call up the SAT.
Pardon my saying so, sir, but the SAT is a special assault team. They can't be deployed for something as mundane as guard duty.
Don't split hairs with me. You and your men should just learn to keep your mouths shut and obey my orders. You kept my support association members waiting at the stations in Verutarube. You caused me to lose face.
Excuse me, Mr. Former Cabinet Minister, sir, but if you had been shot or blown up when you were making your triumphant return on the Tohoku Linear Rail, you might have lost your face for real.
What the hell is this thing?
I apologize for our AI, sir. Pay no attention to it.
Aramaki, this is the last straw. I've had enough of your mockery. You and your people live and die at my whim. Don't forget that. It's about time that you learned your place and started behaving according to your station.
Did I say something wrong?
You're forgiven.
Really? Yahoo!
Chief, I know I shouldn't be questioning our mission, but do we really need to protect that guy?
Yes. If we don't keep him safe, our coming here will have been pointless. There's not much time before the ceremony. Find out all you can about this organization called the Seninkai ASAP.
Roger.
We stumbled across another ultra-high-frequency conversation, and guess what? They were talking about bullets for an anti-material rifle this time. Sounds mighty suspicious, doesn't it? We took it upon ourselves to go ahead and pinpoint the source of the sound waves. Don't you think this place looks like an automotive service shop? Come on, even I know that we always work in two-man cells. Tell you what, I'll keep watch over the place until someone comes, okay? I'm requesting immediate assistance now.
Okay, I just arrived at the service station place that Tachikoma mentioned.
According to the Atorofu Support Police's database, the registered owner is named Chiri. He's the number 2 man of the Yakuza organization that runs the junkyard district. Also, what's this about ultra-high-frequency conversations?
I guess the Tachikomas have an ultra-high-frequency audio communications band. Come to think of it, did they say something about overhearing a conversation on the way here to Beidotaro Bay?
No one told me.
I thought we'd file a report after we checked it out a little first.
Don't tell me. You aren't still giving them natural oil, are you, boss?
No, I'm not.
I don't know about you, but personally I'm more worried about those anti-material rifle shells.
We'll look into the Tachikoma's behavior later. For now, find out who was speaking in that conversation that the Tachikoma overheard.
Roger.
Who the hell are you, Jack?
Jack? My name isn't Jack. I believe you've mistaken me for someone else, sir.
Quit talking nonsense, Jack. I'm in no mood for games.
Excuse me, but you're the one who isn't making any sense.
Don't hold back. Waste this thing!
guys sent me. This all vehicle maintenance info. It didn't have anything to do with anti-material rifle bullets. Regardless, this is but do a little more digging into this.
No doubt about it, this is a hangar for think tanks.
So, did I do good then?
Combat androids, nobody said anything about this.
At any rate, it looks like there's some information they don't want us to know about. Wipe out the enemy giving priority to data collection.
Ishikawa, how's the data I just sent you look?
This is their secret set of books. According to the code I cracked, these guys have been getting a wide range of weapons for years. I'll send you the decrypted data.
What the hell? You could open your own arms market with all this stuff.
It ain't cars that they were working on in here. It's obvious that this was a think tank hangar.
Well, that's a new one on me. I've never heard of combat androids hanging out in a car garage.
What about Chidi? You still don't have any leads on him?
I've already put in a request for assistance from the Otoroku Support Police, but he remains at large. At any rate, leave the scene to forensics. I want you to pull out and come back here.
Roger.
How does it look?
There are some nasty-looking characters wandering around with some expensive, wicked toys.
Anyway, they might have gotten a suite, but they sure aren't sweethearts.
If they've rented the entire floor, then I guess that means we'll have to check every single room.
Combat isn't our objective here. Give top priority to apprehending the Maritime Shipping Company president and the person he's secretly meeting with.
Tachikoma, how's it going up on the roof?
Nothing to report. Oh, by the way, you get paid a bonus if you work in high
Police! Hold it right there! The guy you were with, where'd he go? Chief, the man he was meeting smashed through the hotel window and fled.
I'm having them arrest everyone with high-output prosthetic bodies in the vicinity of the hotel. I want you to escape from there with the shipping company president. A group of people who appear to be associates of that bunch back there just came up from the floor below you. I'll send a helicopter to the roof. Hurry.
Shut your mouth and open your hatch. Enemy forces are on their way. This guy's an important witness, so don't get him killed.
No way! You're not gonna get me to ride around in a box like this!
Watch it, buddy! Where do you get off calling this captivating streamlined body of mine a box?
Say your prayers!
A Tachikoma reported in saying that a man removed a device of some sort from the public phone under surveillance in the Junkyard District and walked off with it. After comparing this person's image data with that of the Ototofu Support Police, we've determined that it was the Chiri gang's underboss. Although their objectives and motives remain unclear, this provides a link between the Tamiya, the Saninkai, and the Chiri gang. To shed light on those two questions, we will need to get answers from Chiri himself, the top boss of the Chiri gang. Among other things, the gang's underboss should also know where Chiri is hiding. Apprehend the Chiri gang's underboss.
It's here! We just received Chiri's mugshot from HQ!
It's all starting to make sense now. Even though he may have been working on think tanks behind his car garage, the guy wasn't able to work on his own face. I just hope appearances aren't deceiving here.
This gives us a solid link between Chiri's gang and Tamiya.
Even though we see the connection clearly now, their objectives seem murkier than ever. We just can't get a good handle on this. There might be a whole lot of elements that contribute to making these guys suspicious. Take, for instance, what happened at the car garage and at the hotel. But those could be seen as the sort of things that a regular Yakuza group does during the regular course of business. And if that's the case, I don't see a reason for them to try to assassinate Hiruma.
Maybe there's a clue relevant to that right under our noses in the name Saninkai. At any rate, it's evident that this is no simple Yakuza group we're dealing with.
Even now that we know these facts, Chiri's presence is indispensable. Do whatever it takes to capture the underboss and get us some information.
Roger.
Hey, it's him!
Chidi! Okay, that's far enough. Hold it right there.
Chief, Chidi gave us the slip. There wasn't much we could do. It looks like they have a sniper.
I'm having the Otoroku Support Police assist you. They're going to put all their resources into the search for Chidi. Each of you be prepared to move out on a moment's notice.
Roger.
We've determined Chidi's whereabouts. He is at an underground arena in the Junkyard District where illegal fights are held. Chidi is not only involved in the plot to kill Hiruma, but he is also connected with the virus incidents. To determine what Chidi, who we believe to be the central figure in the Saninkai, is planning, it is necessary to uncover what he is hiding. The area has been surrounded by the Ototofu Support Police. It's possible that he will escape using the sewers that run under the city like tunnels in an anthill. Your orders are to proceed to the scene at once and take Chidi into custody.
I appreciate the help. Thanks. You were the one who saved me, right? It's okay. Don't worry. Everything is working out exactly the way Mr. Sakata and the others were hoping. Relax. Your cargo will be arriving soon. I promise everything's going to be fine. If only we had the ability to control our minds and bodies the way your people can, things would have turned out much differently for us. We wouldn't have suffered like we did. People are fragile creatures. Your people will soon be living examples of how the human race ought to exist. Our enemies are going to be arriving here any moment now. If anything should happen to me, I want you to keep up the fight. Seta. Look after Shikari for me.
Hey, boss. Section 9 entered the arena as you planned.
All right. We'll utterly crush them here. While I'm buying you some time, go gather together all the forces you can find.
Open the gate!
Gosh, I wonder what this place is used for! The construction and design are kind of similar to the training dome. Let's see how much fun it's Chidi!
Crap, the gate won't open from here. You'll have to take out Chidi and open the gate. Go on!
Don't worry, leave it to me!
Do you know what you guys remind me of? You're like brothers to Seta.
Seta? Brothers?
In other words, you are beings who are both individual yet part of a whole. That is to say, you're the very symbols that represent the expression and embodiment of our ideals.
Huh? You weren't making any sense. What the heck are you trying to say?
If you are lucky enough to have your memories afterwards, carefully think over what I've said after this is over.
Let's go!
I've located the enemy! Let's withdraw! the target. Yeah!
I told it to take care of her. So you only kill Shibashi Gurus. Good girl.
Oh no! Chidi went and burned out a cyber brain!
Leave the retrieval of Chidi's corpse to us. The rest of you, go after that little girl prosthetic body.
Roger, touch coma!
Sorry to keep you waiting!
What kept you? She fled into the sewers. Come on, let's get her.
Even so, is that really a prosthetic body?
Do you seriously think a little girl like that could lug around an anti-material rifle?
What are you two talking about? We've got one in our own unit, remember?
Really? You actually think of me as a woman? Either way, seeing as how there's a chance that it's a prosthetic body that was constructed in Chidi's shop, we're still left with the question of who gave the girl the orders.
We don't have time to waste on pointless chatter. Get out there and bring her in, now!
get it. That must be that girl's name. Really? You have a name too? Oh, so you're Seta. I've heard so much about you. Chitty said you were just like our brother, but I'm curious, why aren't you a Tachikoma? And what exactly does Seta mean anyway? Oh, me? I'm a Tachikoma, of course. I have questions first, though. What does Ugochoranke mean? Oh, so that's what it means. Hey, how about Shibashikaru? Oh, now I get it. Wow, this is fun. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we synchronize? What do you say, huh? Huh? Why are you running away?
What are you doing, Tachikoma? Let's move! Leave your ass behind!
Wait for me!
So she got away, huh?
Further pursuit at this stage is impossible. I'll send a warrant to the support police. Ishikawa, beef up the surveillance on the N system.
Roger.
A black Tachkoma?
That's right, I saw it for myself with my own great big beautiful orb.
Ain't possible.
Honest, it's the truth. There's another one of us. Go ahead and run an analysis on any of the Tachkomas if you don't believe me.
So you're saying that this black Tachkoma and the girl model prosthetic body with the anti-material rifle were having those ultra-high frequency conversations you told us about?
Exactly!
Maybe the humidity is messing up its circuits.
Looks like we should send you in for maintenance.
But I'm telling the truth!
We've completed our investigation of Chiri's office in the low-rise district.
Turn up anything?
Just like the offices we checked in the junkyard district, most of the memory devices and disks had been physically destroyed.
But don't forget, that turned out to be a good thing.
I tried running a data dump on one of the memory devices and disks we found in Chibi's office that I thought I could physically reconstruct. They must have blasted it with a submachine gun without running a standard wipe on it first. Fortunately, I was able to recover the entire FAT and some fragmented raw data. One of the items was labeled with the file name Ceremony Parade Route. However, the problem is, because the raw data was so heavily fragmented, I couldn't restore it. I can't be sure if the file name is a best guess construction, or if it was information that was leaked from somewhere. But on an up note, I was able to restore one other file name and a little bit of raw data. Chief, you're not going to believe this.
Just get to the point.
The file name is Attention Senin Kai Members.
Whoa, seriously?
And the raw data?
I'll read you an excerpt. The rights belong to neither me nor you, and most certainly not to that man. They belong to the state, even assuming that
I think we can assume that it's National Police Agency Security Bureau Administrative Document H88, which vanished from the National Archives 3 months ago.
It's turning out then that this Seninkai really isn't some simple Yakuza group.
The H88 report, which had supposedly disappeared, is leaked to members believed to belong to the Seninkai. Chief, what's your take on this?
After taking into account that a file named Ceremony Parade Route was recorded on the same disk, it's exceedingly obvious that we need to reevaluate this organization known as the Seninkai. Furthermore, it's become imperative that we determine where they obtained these secret documents, not to mention what their true objectives are.
What are they trying to smuggle in? I guess the first order of business is to check out the containers that'll be arriving tomorrow.
That includes the anti-material rifle ammo mentioned in the conversation the Tachkoma overheard.
Ishikawa, you look into the black think tank seen by the Tachkoma, as well as that little girl model prosthetic body.
Roger.
The Seninkai and the H88 report. It would appear that we need to take another, more in-depth look at what happened 20 years ago.
Honest, I'm not joking! Our brother was really there! Liar, there are only 9 of us. We don't have any long-lost relatives. You must have a bug. Hey now, we agreed that word was off limits. Calm down, comrades. Let's be civilized here. The first order of business is to synchronize and share our information. Right. Good idea. You'll be surprised. Tachkomas, I now understand the difference between Shibashikuru and Kararaku. It would seem that Shibashikuru refers to an evil crow, and Kararaku probably is also a crow, but it refers to a good one. hunting dog, doesn't it? So even if we were black, it wouldn't change the fact that we're Tachikomas. For one thing, according to information I procured, there used to be a custom in these parts that in the 6 years it took for a child to grow and develop individuality, it wasn't given a specific name. It was called things like pile of crap or old crap. Which means that since we were first activated, it's been... Oh, I guess that means we're still considered piles of crap! A pile of crap, an individual without individuality. Yay, a brand new name! Crap, crap, crap!
If we're gonna send them back to the lab, should we go ahead and initialize them?
We need those little guys for this mission. Let's wait a while longer and see how things develop. More importantly, isn't the chief done yet?
No, he's still talking with Convey in the command center.
What could JSDA Watch want up here? They're supposed to keep an eye on the military.
Are you sure you won't accept my offer? You understand that if any of our secrets are disclosed, it will be considered nothing less than treason against the state.
Remember who you're speaking to. Besides, it means we're in the same boat. Preventing any assassination attempts against Hiruma is the only reason that we're here. If you don't mind my asking, what made you decide to come up to the far north? Just something you felt you had to do?
My reasons don't matter. I have two demands. The first is that you hand over Chiri's body. The other is that you transfer over all investigation authority.
Is that a request from the Chief of Public Security General Affairs Division or from the JSDA Watch Chief?
As Chief of the JSDA Watch.
Are you implying that Chidi had ties to the military?
JSDA Watch isn't the only one who knows he was working with the 27th Division to divert weapons. Military intelligence is aware of this as well.
You mean Kubuta?
I expect you to cooperate and hand over Chidi's corpse, the data you seized, and all investigation records. I have to see to the safety of my operatives, but if any more surveillance targets get killed, there's a risk that our entire observation operation might collapse. Public Security Section 9 will hereby return to its original mission of safeguarding the former cabinet minister, and you will refrain from obstructing our investigation in any way. Have I made myself clear?
Excuse me. And what is the Chief of JSDA Watch doing all the way up here in the far north?
I trust that you'll do as I've asked.
Is he an acquaintance of yours?
Anyone in the upper ranks of the military would immediately know who he is, not the least of whom would be me. It so happened that I served with the 5th Army's 27th Division, which was bounced from post to post in Honshu as a result of him.
So anyway, what can I do for you?
The thing is, Hiruma himself has ordered me to provide a military escort for when he's observing the parade, saying that he can't count on Section 9 or the SAT.
That sounds like something an old man would say.
But I can't possibly meet these unreasonable demands of Hiruma's to send out helicopters or tanks. They're too far removed from security activities. But your Section 9 team has been given the objective of preventing Hiruma's assassination. Would you do this for me?
I understand.
I appreciate it.
Get in here, everyone. We have work to do.
So let me get this straight. What Kanbei is saying is that the containers Chidi had brought in by the shipping company president are actually weapons diverted from the 27th Division?
If that's true, then there's a possibility that the H-88 report that was sent to the Senninkai and the ceremony parade route map that we discovered on Chiri's desk were leaked from the military.
What has me worried is that Convey went to the trouble of coming to the far north in person.
So, what do you have in mind, Chief? Transfer investigation authority over to Kanbei?
Given that the threat of an assassination attempt against Hiruma by the Senninkai still exists, this falls into our scope of work. I placed Kanbei under surveillance. If he makes any moves, we'll be informed. Do everything you can to prevent Hiruma from being assassinated.
Former Cabinet Minister Hiruma is surrounded by a terrorist group that's attacking him with the use of large buses. He was attacked while with his backers association when he left to inspect the parade route over the objections of the support police. We believe that raw data labeled Parade Route Map recorded on Chiri's disk found its way into the hands of local terrorists. Most of the terrorists have been successfully neutralized at this point, but the area around the VIP car that the former cabinet minister is holed up in is being controlled by several enemy snipers, and the situation is still in a stalemate. The entire area has been cordoned off by the Otorofu Support Police's roadblock vehicles. As you neutralize the remaining terrorist forces, wipe out the snipers, and rescue former cabinet minister Hiruma.
Hiruma, right? We're in Public Security Section 9. Keep your mouth shut and do what we tell you. I'm about to open my hatch, so get your ass in here and make it fast. Go, let's move it.
How dare you speak to me like that? Don't you have any idea who I am?
Quietly doing as you're told is in your own best interest. What'll it be? Are you getting in or not?
I don't have much choice. I'll get in. But I left some vital papers in the car. I can't leave without them.
Chief, we have no choice then. Return to the car for the documents. After you do that, I'll get back to you about your evac.
Roger.
The first order of business is getting out of that sealed-off street that you're on. Head to the south. There should be an escape point in the next sector over. I'll get back to you as soon as I can about what route to take after that. I'll send Section 9's helicopter to the parking lot up ahead. Keep an eye out for snipers as you make for the launch.
Roger.
trouble with the Major. No, you're wrong. I'm not a Shibashikuru.
The Black Tachikoma.
Yes, ma'am! I've located the enemy! What's the problem?
Lead the pursuit to the support police. For now, guaranteeing the safety of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma is our top priority.
I can't believe it. It wasn't a joke. There really was a 10th Tachikoma.
More importantly, how do we explain that little girl with the anti-material rifle? To handle that thing like it was a handgun, you need a prosthetic body with high output and performance. It's on par with the Majors.
But hacking didn't work on her. It's possible that she isn't cyberized.
Which would mean that we'd lose our explanation for the ultra-high-frequency sound wave conversation the Tachikoma told us about.
I guess.
If the little girl model prosthetic body had been in contact with Chiri, that must mean that she's involved with the Senninkai somehow. It's hopeless. The information keeps spreading farther and farther. I can't focus on the big picture.
Let Ishikawa handle the data regarding the Black Tachikoma and the little girl model prosthetic body. In any case, it's a clear fact that the terrorist organization centered around the Senninkai has put its assassination plan against former Cabinet Minister Hiruma into action. Prevent the assassination no matter what it takes. Is that clear?
Roger.
Based on the results of our reinvestigation into the failed rebellion 20 years ago, we've confirmed that a person who was arrested along with Michiba, but who was found innocent and set free, is living right here in Barutarube. At the moment, I'm on my way to meet with this person. Considering who it is, there's a very good chance that certain people will try to stop me. I don't care who, but I want one of you to come to Barutarube Station on the double.
This is really strange. It's way past the meeting time, but nobody's here. Here comes someone.
I'm sorry to make you go to all the trouble of coming here.
Not at all.
I believe you already know what this is about and why I wanted to meet with you. Would you be so kind as to tell me about the failed rebellion 20 years ago? I'm aware that you and General Michiba were arrested and that he was sent to jail.
Chief, heads up. A bunch of people packing some nasty weapons just entered the station. They mean business.
It's too dangerous to stay. Go through the turnstile on the first floor and go outside. Keep her safe no matter what. Is that clear?
Roger.
Can't you open them from a terminal?
It's no use! All the nearby terminals are destroyed! Oh, a terminal on the other side of the tracks is still working! What luck!
All right. Use the functioning terminal to open the shutters and secure an escape route. Be quick about it.
Roger.
Madam, you're not hurt, I take it.
No.
I'm sorry to be abrupt. I need to know if you have any idea who those people were.
Sir, I've been retired for 20 years now, and all that time I've kept my mouth shut and haven't uttered a word about what happened. I don't have the faintest clue as to who would risk getting into such trouble over me holding my silence.
True, you may not know anything definite, but perhaps you have some information that you might not be aware of. Maybe you have important documents of some sort that have to do with the incident that took place 2 decades ago. Oh, I see. Then under those circumstances, do you know anything about an organization called the Seninkai?
The Sininkai? That was the name of Mr. Michiba's personal study group.
Excuse me? Did you say study group?
I did. After all these years, my memory is a bit rusty and I don't remember the details. But the topic of discussion was always the same. It never changed. What I do recall is that the unwavering theme was symbiosis in the far north. Needless to say, I'm curious. Why are you suddenly interested in the Sininkai now? It broke up after Mr. Michiba passed away. I don't think the group even exists any longer.
Symbiosis in the far north.
Based on the shipping company president's testimony, we've learned that the 3 delayed containers will arrive on today's ship. This cargo will most likely provide us with clues that will shed light on the organization of the Sininkai as a whole, as well as their objectives. From what the Chief of General Affairs Convey says, there's a chance that this cargo is connected to the military, but we're certain it's something that could not be shipped here via regular means. Proceed to the Harbor District at once, secure the containers, and investigate their contents. We have reason to believe that there are other organizations that are after these containers just as we are. Exercise all due caution as you carry out your mission.
Wow, look at all the containers! So we're supposed to find our 3 containers out of all of these, huh?
I wonder why they sent 3, not just 1.
I guess it means that it couldn't all fit into just one, right?
We'll know after we open one.
The enemy forces are probably after the same thing. Tachikoma, don't be distracted by anything other than the 3 containers.
I won't let those stinking terrorists get the better of me! I'll take care of it!
Mystery parts? What's that supposed to mean?
I think it's some kind of civil engineering equipment, but with only the parts to go on, it's nothing more than conjecture. Come on, let's look for the next container. plans and more mystery parts in this one.
We don't have time for you and your mystery. Start taking this seriously and stop screwing around.
There's a lot that I wish I knew too. Come on, let's go look for the next one and see what surprises it has in store.
What? Is that all?
Well, among other things, there are several hundred rounds for a 20mm machine cannon. My theory is that the mystery parts are components that comprise some sort of machine. Would it be okay if I put them together, huh? Can I?
Don't accidentally break anything, you hear?
You can count on me!
A communicator, batteries, rations, and machinery of unknown purpose. Not to mention several hundred 20mm rounds. That's quite an inventory. Are you sure about this?
Yes, there are lots of military use items, aren't there?
That 20mm ammunition is pretty unique, though. In this day and age, anti-material rifles are about the only things that still use ammo like that.
Even if this supports the theory that the military is involved, we still don't know what the Senin Kai objectives are. That worries me.
Well, let's see. You've got disrupting the ceremony, including assassinating Hiruma. Isn't that all?
If they have one, it's just one thing. No, they wouldn't.
All finished! Those
Meets your standards.
Chief, I thought the Tachikomas were only used at Section 9.
I'm having Ishikawa do some investigation into the background of all Tachikomas, not just the black one. As for the rest of you, focus on the job at hand.
Roger.
Section 9's wiretap net caught a call originating from a public terminal at a restaurant in the high-rise district. The call was made to a public terminal located in the low-rise district. Two key phrases that were monitored during the conversation were Sanin Kai and wait at the museum. At present, old weapons from World War III are on display in an outdoor exhibit at the museum, so entry to the site by unauthorized personnel is prohibited. Get to the museum first, apprehend anyone who appears, and then extract information from them. Furthermore, although it's unclear why the person who used the keyword Sanin Kai deliberately chose the museum, we cannot deny the possibility that it's a trap represented by that keyword. When you make your equipment selection, make sure you prepare for the unexpected.
These are really old tanks. What do you think they would be in our family tree? Maybe they're our great-great-grandparents. Our great-great-grandparents? Wow, I want to meet them. Don't you think we should call them uncles or aunts instead of grandparents? After all, those tanks are a model made before we were equipped with AIs, right? Pieces of junk. Pieces of junk.
Tachikoma, what the hell did you lose, break, screw up, or get into this time?
I didn't do anything. All I did was call it a piece of junk.
Don't let it out into the streets. Do whatever it takes to stop it.
I've been falsely accused. Young man, but it's been equipped with the latest technology in communicators and sensors. It also appears that it's being controlled remotely. Hey! Is that a Jigabachi? Hi, Mr. Jigabachi!
Did you say Jigabachi?
Maybe it was a warning.
I'm sending all remaining Tachikomas to retrieve all of the runaway weapons before the police arrive.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go back to the hangar for maintenance, too.
It's just maintenance. Tough it out.
Robots need love, too!
Like the chief says, this was a trap set by someone who obviously doesn't want Section 9 sniffing around.
And this mysterious someone is apparently able to start up tanks and send up Jigabachis. Quite a skill.
The only ones able to do that are in the military.
Has Kusumoto explained it?
Yes, I received a reply from him. He said that he's unable to take my call because it's a day before the ceremony.
So, do you suppose we're correct in thinking that the Senninkai equals the 27th Division?
Yeah, all the more so considering that the name Senninkai comes from the name of General Michiba's personal study group.
Kanbei said that there was suspicion of a diversion of weapons going on between Chiri and the 27th Division, right?
That's right.
And don't forget, Chiri had a disc in his possession that he distributed to the members of the Senninkai. If you take this into account, it becomes perfectly clear that Chiri was either a Senninkai member, or he was closely connected to them. However, something tells me that it's too much of a coincidence that they were involved in a weapons diversion scheme with the 27th Division.
Or what about this? It's also possible they've been arranging weapons diversions under the guise of Michiba's personal study group ever since he was here 20 years ago. Don't you think that probably has something to do with why Kanbei's been hot on the trail of this little matter?
That's one theory. On the other hand, according to military intelligence, they haven't conclusively proved that any weapons have even been diverted.
What do you mean?
They've investigated the inner workings of the 27th Division for years. Even if there was improper activity, they'd never spot discrepancies between the number of weapons that the books show had been allocated to the division and those they actually had. That would prove that weapons were being diverted.
So you're saying that the numbers matched up?
On the contrary, they have more. Regulations say that weapons and ammunition past their service lifespan are to be collected by the proper company reps and disposed of. But Kusumoto put off their disposal, calling it saving for a rainy day.
But couldn't he be using that to cover the diverted weapons?
Military intelligence thought the same thing, but when they did an unannounced investigation, they were able to account for all weapons and ammunition.
Two choices. Either the weapons were being diverted in the first place, or they beat military intelligence to the punch.
I can't say one way or the other.
Assuming for the moment that the Senninkai is an organization that's been using the Yakuza as a relay point to divert weapons for years, how do you intend to tie in the Hiruma assassination?
Good question.
But there's one other thing that's got me worried. Those think tank parts we discovered in the containers.
While I was doing some research, I dove Kinbishi, the company that developed the Tachikomas, and turned up something interesting. Apparently, there was a prototype for the Tachikoma.
What do you mean, a prototype? Nobody told me about that.
You're saying that the components for this prototype are the think tank parts we pulled out of those containers?
Yeah, but there's no way to be sure. According to an engineer who was involved in the development of it, the prototype didn't get green-lighted. In fact, it was supposed to have been scrapped.
Supposed to? They're not sure?
I tried to get confirmation from a scientist by the name of Sakata, who was in charge of the disposal, but unfortunately he's been missing ever since he resigned for personal reasons. By the way, this Sakata guy was also involved in the development of the Tachikoma's bio-AI chips.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You mean there's a chance that this man Sakata ran off with the prototype Tachikoma instead of scrapping it?
Well, for lack of a better explanation, that's the most plausible one I can come up with at the moment. Oh, and get this. The day that Sakata resigned was the day after Michiba was arrested. There's no way to tell if it's merely a coincidence or not.
All right, for the sake of argument, let's assume that the black Tachikoma and the think tank parts we got from the containers were embezzled by that Sakata guy. That doesn't explain why the prototype was working with that little girl, the one who tried to assassinate Hiroma with the anti-material rifle. And why did it help a Yakuza like Chiri?
And a little girl who can wave that cannon of a gun around like it was nothing is a mystery all on her own.
I guess we hit a dead end. We've got plenty of dots on the paper, but I don't see any hint of a line to connect them all and form a picture of what's going on.
We still haven't discovered the one common thread that links them to the assassination of former cabinet minister Hiroma. But it's clear that the ideological keywords, Michiba and Seninkai, have a significant connection to the incident. We just need to find the key to this puzzle. At any rate, I'm sure it's a safe bet to assume that the 27th Division is connected in some way to the entire string of incidents.
I agree with you on that count. And here's something else. Do you remember the words, Shisamu has come again, Uko Charanke is out of the question?
Yeah, they're words in the ultra-high-frequency conversation that the Tachikoma overheard.
I wanted to find out what those meant, so I went back through their memories. It turns out that these are old words which have been handed down in this region. Uko Charanke means discussion. Shisamu means person from Honshu. In other words, people from Honshu have come. Discussion is out of the question.
In other words, they're feeling pretty gung-ho.
Our primary objective on this assignment is to prevent the assassination of former cabinet minister Hiroma. In order to accomplish that, we first need to uncover anything having to do with the 27th Division.
So what's the plan? I ask even though I think I know what you're going to say.
Isn't it obvious? We're gonna take it to the military.
This is it! The time has arrived! We're about to infiltrate the 27th Division's base! Comrades, are you ready? Okay with me, but what are we gonna do there again? We're gonna do an undercover investigation, of course. Do you think we're bringing too many weapons for an infiltration mission? We might get into trouble with the Major. Silence, cowards! Can you call yourself think tanks? We're about to step into the field of battle! Follow me into the depths of hell and redeem your honor! Cool speech! Isn't it, though? What lies before us is a crucial situation in which our values will be put to the test. Comrades, don't count on coming back alive! Fight till there's no life left in ya! No mercy, let's struggle! We're gonna show them our tank spirit! Yeah!
Our plan is laid out. We will infiltrate the headquarters of the 5th Army's 27th Division. What are they up to using the Seninkai as a cover? We need evidence that can be used against them. Bring back something that'll be instrumental in their incrimination.
Something like what?
Anything.
Time is of the essence. We don't have any to spare. The parade is set to begin in approximately 15 hours. In order to make certain that this infiltration is successful, we will need to carry out our various assigned duties concurrently. Each of us will be assigned a separate task within the mission. Just remember, be careful out there.
A solo assault without backup, huh?
We're up against soldiers. That'll make you feel better about pulling the trigger, right?
Oh man, this is one heartless job.
In order to guarantee our infiltration of the base, destroy the core of the automatic security system that covers the entire installation of the 27th Division. The system is spread across 3 locations. Unless all 3 are destroyed at the same time, a separate system will activate to increase the alert level. There's a good chance that the enemy will close off your escape route if you fail to blow up all 3 locations simultaneously. Be careful. We prepared 3 explosive devices, time bombs, that are set to go off 1 minute apart. These have been handed off to the Tachkoma. You must work in conjunction with the Tachkoma to carry out the mission.
Geez, you're kidding. We're using time bombs in this day and age?
Radio signals are jammed in the area around the security system terminals, so I'm assuming that they are protected by a super A-class barrier. I've concluded that a time bomb model would be most effective.
What if we link them with wire to simultaneously detonate?
And drag around hundreds of meters of wire? Now quit your chattering and get moving.
In the event that one of the explosive devices is a dud, how should we proceed? I think the most effective thing to do would be for us 3 Tachkomas to access the security system simultaneously. amount of time allotted for this mission seems awfully arbitrary. Who knows? Maybe the mission itself is unreasonable all along.
running. Let's go!
Hey, wait for me!
That the base's automated defense system has been disengaged. Return at once and remain on standby until I have the next mission plan ready.
The 27th Division has deployed in an underground facility that's not under military jurisdiction. Judging from the cargo trucks parked outside and the geographical location, we believe they're trying to carry off something that was buried by the old Russian army when they pulled out. Your orders are to proceed to the scene at once, assess the situation, and ascertain the objectives of the 27th Division. Also, according to our intel, a large number of soldiers are assigned to security there. In order to reach the lowest level, you will have to use the freight elevator. If you are discovered by the enemy, you will come under immediate attack and have nowhere to run. Choose your loadout carefully and begin the mission.
Oh, it's so dark I can't see a thing! Nuh-uh, I don't want to go in this hole! I bet it's damp and dusty and I bet it's full of little bugs too! No way! I don't wanna!
Hey, what are you doing, Tachkoma? That's the wrong hole!
In the first place! Had me worried. That other hole is pitch black and creepy, but this one is so bright it's practically asking to be attacked. You're asking to be enemy if you can't appear!
north was returned, I guess they pulled out, leaving everything where it was sitting. Ooh, if I stay here much longer, my hair's gonna fall out.
See that block over there? I found evidence that dozens of drums have been brought outside.
What the hell are they planning to do with this? It's seriously dangerous crap.
I've been apprised of your situation. We need to find out where they took the waste material after they brought it out there. I don't think there's any point in remaining there any longer.
Something's coming down. Ah!
out a damned arms suit. These clowns must mean business.
It means that this time it's all out war!
Stopping that from happening is our job. For the time being, come back here.
Roger.
When we viewed footage from the end system installed inside Berutara Bay, we spotted a trailer hauling 3 giant containers. It was on the route connecting the 27th Division Base and the military installation. These 3 containers appear to have been brought into the training dome located inside the military installation. But after checking with Military HQ, we learned that there were no plans to ship any cargo large enough for those containers at this time. For this reason, we believe that the containers are the goods that the Seninkai hired the shipper to smuggle in. While it's unclear as to why they brought the containers onto the installation, knowing that Section 9 would detect it, it's possible that the situation has now progressed to a stage where Section 9 is no longer considered a threat. Proceed to the 27th Division Training Dome at once and determine the contents of the containers. Furthermore, the possibility that this is a trap meant to wipe out Section 9 cannot be denied. Keep that foremost in your mind as you carry out your mission.
We have one objective, verifying the contents of the containers. We'll blow away anything that gets in our way. With 3 tanks there, there's no shortage of targets. Let's do it!
Time for some tank-on-tank action!
You bet! But you better not do anything crazy, you hear me?
Not to worry, you can count on me. Superior tanks are better than superior weaponry.
Okay, I guess I'll go check out the containers. Tachikoma, don't goof off.
Gosh, so all three turned out to be empty. Wonder what was in them. Doesn't it worry you?
That it does. Those might be bigger than standard cargo containers, but a jumbo think tank like that monster couldn't possibly fit in one. There's simply no telling at this stage.
The contents of the cargo have me concerned. However, at this point, there are only two things that are reasonably certain. The first is that the 27th Division is in a rush to carry out some kind of plot. The second is that they're trying to wipe us out. In light of this, we need to rethink our strategy. And for now, come on back here.
Roger.
All 27th Division personnel of officer rank have entered the command center located at the heart of the base in Subterranean Level 7. Upon informing military staff headquarters of this, we received a reply saying they'll take action after waiting for an answer from Brigadier General Kusumoto. Taking into consideration that he held an officers' meeting without the knowledge of staff headquarters, it's clear that General Kusumoto is planning on taking some sort of action. Your orders are to apprehend him before he can do so. Furthermore, given that this mission will involve a substantial amount of danger, it has been decided that you will receive special hazard pay. Good luck.
I wanted to ask you about this hazard pay stuff. When it comes to getting it, I qualify for it too, right?
Be quiet, will you? Hey, can you hear something?
Operating under the pretense of reconstructing the far north, the government has continued to favor and finance companies that support Hiruma by awarding contracts solely to them. Because of this, in spite of the fact that waste material, a negative legacy, has been left lying around for decades, these shams of public utilities have been forced upon us under the guise of reconstruction assistance with no sense of planning whatsoever. As a result, nature has been destroyed, our traditions and culture have been perverted, and our souls have been ripped from us. Our leader, General Michiba, was a great man, a man of vision and wisdom. He once said this at a meeting of the Seninkai: rights and interests are not influenced by ideologies or states, but rather they are simply the usage rights that belong to those who rely on that land for not only their livelihood, but their very survival. You who were born here in the far north and love this land, open your eyes! You can't ignore what Hiruma has done! He has ravaged us without care or remorse. This contemptible parasite has exploited our homeland for his own self-serving purposes. He's trying to turn it into a hotbed of concessions. But we must not allow this to happen. He must be stopped at all costs. This time, we will take back what is ours. We will forcibly wrest the far north from the grasp of our neighboring countries and the mainland, and we shall return this land to those to whom it rightfully belongs.
Just a hunch, but judging from the content of that speech, it sounds like General Kusumoto is the one who's planning to assassinate Hiruma.
That's not the half of it. After killing him, they're planning to use the memorial parade to launch a coup.
Now I'm smelling the coffee. The diversion of weapons was just a sham all along. Everything was being done in preparation for this.
Which means a lot of soldiers are in on this.
Of course you know what that means then. Convey's been fed intel, it's completely backwards.
No. Maybe we're the ones who had a plate of bogus intel shoved down our throats.
Understood. Before the situation goes beyond the point of no return and can't be stopped, we need to take Kusumoto into custody immediately. However, taking any action here is too dangerous. It would make you a sitting duck. Wait until Kusumoto is alone. That's the time when we'll make our move. Kusmoto in custody. Get yourselves out of there fast and bring him with you. Move it.
Too late now. Takoma, pop your hatch and load Kusmoto inside. We're out of here.
says to hand over Kusmoto.
Tell it that if it wants him, it can damn well try to take him.
Roger that. Let's locate the enemy.
I found bloodstains. I don't see how it's possible, but there's a chance that the little girl who was with the Black Tachikoma was flesh and blood, not a prosthetic body.
Don't jump to any conclusions. We'll run a component analysis, so bring that blood back here.
Roger.
Lucky for us, we made it out safely this time, but in the future, I request that you choose a more suitable work environment.
We'll get you fixed up good as new once we get back to the hangar. So quit your griping.
Can I even do a structural analysis?
It's awfully quiet.
Yeah, it sure is. Funny, I figured they'd be on a much higher security alert than this.
While you were underground, things have taken a sudden turn for the worse. I'll fill you in on the details later. For now, bring Kusumoto with you and rendezvous with us.
Roger.
A group of soldiers assigned to the 5th Army 27th Division's Command HQ are rising up in revolt, primarily within Berutarube city limits. However, it looks like the majority of the soldiers aren't sympathetic to the group's ideology, but instead are being controlled by a virus. Ishikawa.
I've got an update for you about that virus. Remember the virus that Tamiya planted in the maid robot? From what I can determine, one that looks exactly like it has been planted in the soldiers of the 27th Division. There's no way to know for sure how they were infected, but I can make an educated guess. More than likely, the virus got into them via their data link system. We went through Defense Ministry channels so we could tranquilize the soldiers. Then we slipped them the vaccine we'd worked up before all this happened.
Then the people running wild in Berutarube right now are the real thing.
Well, I guess we'll have to pump them full of lead, not vaccine, huh?
That's fine with me.
Well, what I'd like to know is how this situation managed to get so far without being made public.
The answer is Kanbe. His JSDA watchdog outfit is supposed to provide a check on the military, but they shirked their duties. No, more than that. They kept releasing false information. Of course they wouldn't report a planned rebellion to the top brass. Isn't that right, General Kusumoto?
Look at him grin. There's no point in asking him, Major. Let's just check his cyberbrain and get this over with.
There's no need to go to all that trouble. I have nothing to hide any longer. I'll gladly cooperate and tell you everything.
Get one thing straight. Your little rebellion effectively ended the moment we took you, the ringleader, into custody.
True enough. However, I expect that at least now our debts will be settled.
Hiruma, huh? You know, I just don't get it. Why do you have to be so hung up on Hiruma?
Before the far north was handed back, he worked with Russia to buy up all the land that they expected would be developed. Hiruma then split with Russia the land usage fees from the companies that he lured in. General Michiba had gathered evidence that would prove this conclusively, but the Public Security Agency back then caught wind of the Saninkai.
The public security operative who was assigned here back then was Kanbe.
Although Kanbe approached General Michiba as a public security operative, he sympathized with our ideals and became one of us. When he learned through Kanbe that the Saninkai was the target of JSDA watch surveillance, he chose the continued survival of the Saninkai over executing Hiruma as a criminal. To avoid further pursuit by public security, General Michiba allowed himself to be charged so that the head, not the tail, of the organization would be cut off.
So the reason Section 9's information was leaked.
It wasn't us in the military that Kanbe was keeping under observation. It was Section 9.
Apprehend Kanbe at once. Put all public security-affiliated personnel in the far north under house arrest.
Chief, he gave us the slip. He somehow dodged the Section 9 surveillance net and escaped.
Contact the support police and have them take Hiruma into protective custody on the double.
Roger.
We don't have time to think things over. Head for the urban district.
To arrival of Asakikawa 7th Division. 4 hours to arrival of Narashino Airborne Division. Incoming message from Atorofu Support Police requesting immediate assistance. 3 think tanks thought to be part of the rebel forces have been spotted near Berutarabe's high-rise district.
All of Berutarabe's Maritime and Air Self-Defense Forces.
It's no use. All communication systems and the entire chain of command have been disrupted due to the virus inserted into the military's internal data link. The end system inside Betatata city limits has been paralyzed too. Road surveillance is impossible.
Contact Ishikawa. Have him hack the system and get it up and running again.
A transmission from Colonel Kubota of military intelligence says that an emergency cabinet meeting is being held in the capital, but there's no sign of developments to resolve the situation.
Typical. They're as useless as ever. Attention all Section 9 members. In addition to apprehending Conde, your orders are to do all you can to suppress the rebel forces.
The head of security for the Utarufu Support Police contacted us. He said there's no sign of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma, his secretary, or his security detail among the government VIPs and foreign dignitaries who are being evacuated.
What did you say?
Think he's scared and had to visit the little boy's room?
Find Hiruma on the double. Is that clear?
Major, I got the results back on the component analysis of blood from that girl Shikari. Like we thought, it's not just android blood that's red. This is real red blood. I also managed to get a DNA comparison. I pulled half a match off a sample that was left by that Kenbishi scientist named Sakata.
Are you telling me that that little girl is flesh and blood?
I don't know the details, but it's possible that only the part she bled from is flesh and blood.
Hacking doesn't work on her. Plus, she's got genuine blood to boot. Given those circumstances, who am I to say she's not human? But assuming that's the case, how do you explain her ability to carry around that anti-material rifle and communicate in an ultra-high frequency band that normal humans can't hear?
Do you think she could possibly be a biohumanoid?
A biohumanoid?
Yes. Sakata was involved in the development of the Tachikoma's bio-AI chips. He probably had technology that could have developed a biohumanoid.
Well, after all, Sakata did resign on the day after Michiba was arrested. That's a little too coincidental to buy. Maybe we ought to consider Sakata as a Seninkai member too.
So he received funding from the Seninkai and developed his own custom girl. Not a bad use of money.
If your theory is true, then there's a good chance that the girl and the Black Tachikoma are working together to assassinate Hiruma.
No matter how you look at it, our only option is to capture him.
That's right. So don't any of you forget the purpose of our mission and why we came to the far north. If we screw this up, we're going to be looking at more than just a pay cut. Keep that in the front of your minds.
Hey, did you hear what I heard just now? It looks like Seta's turning out to be our big brother. I guess that means if we fight Seta, it'll be nothing more than a sibling brawl. Yeah, actually, that sounds kind of fun. I've been thinking, what do you say that the next time we meet Seta, we propose an Uso Churumke? I agree! Let's talk! What you want to bet that Seta wants to link with us too? Hello? Tachikoma here. We picked up a conversation between Shikari and Seta on ultra-high frequency. Apparently, the three think tanks that we believe deserted from the 27th Division have joined up with Shikari and Seta. Judging from the content of the conversation, their objective is without a doubt the assassination of former Cabinet Minister Hiruma. At this time, they've set course for the high-rise district and are en route. Somebody come with me, hurry! Somewhere around here. Oh, I spotted them! It looks like Hiruma hasn't been assassinated yet. So far, so good. They're saying crush them when you find them, but don't let them make it back to the mainland alive. These guys have duplicates of Seta's AI. I can only mean one thing, that there are big brothers too. Hey, hi there, long-lost brothers! I'm family!
In any case, we can't let them assassinate Hiruma. If they're going to get in our way, there's only one option. We'll just have to smash them by force.
The day has come when I can have a fight with my big brother! Rebel?
Where are Shikari and Seta?
I haven't heard them talk since then.
Chief.
Keep this channel open. We have a new situation brewing. There are now 2 groups pursuing Hiruma. It's imperative that we find him and rescue him before the others get to him.
Rebel forces have taken over the power plant, and a sector of the city has been blacked out. A work crew has already been dispatched and is en route to the area, but communications are impossible at this time. There are medical and nursing facilities on the outskirts of the city, and they are requesting that power be restored as soon as possible. Proceed to the scene at once, protect the work crew from Rebel soldiers, and see to it that the power is restored.
First of all, we need to locate the work crew.
Roger that!
Public security, we're here to help you.
Thanks, you're a lifesaver. There's a switchboard that we need to fix in the sector up ahead, but we're in a bind because we can't get to it in these conditions.
Chief, we've located the work crew. We'll escort them to the work site.
Understood. Protect the workers from enemy attack.
In order to open this door, you'll need to set the emergency power supply box to on.
from the car that Hirama was in has been cut off in the next sector over. It's possible that he was attacked by rebel forces. Get over there and provide assistance at once.
Sheesh, more overtime work. All right, then, I deserve overtime pay. OT, OT! I demand rations of natural oil!
I don't want to hear it.
We'll stay here and continue our work. You can leave the rest to us.
Search for former Cabinet Minister Hiroma's car. The secretary, 2 security personnel, and a personal driver are also with him. Don't let a single one of them fall into rebel hands. When they're located, take them all into protective custody.
Roger.
I've located the enemy! What's with Bob? Of Hiruma's secretary and personal driver inside the car, both dead of gunshot wounds. Given that they penetrated the walls of a bulletproof car and killed the people inside, I believe they used a large caliber rifle and possibly HV round.
It appears that Hirama and his security detail fled on foot. The chances are good that he's still in the vicinity. Continue your search.
Roger.
I swear this old-timer is nothing but trouble.
Looks like somebody's already here.
Secure the area and resume your search for former Cabinet Minister Hirama.
Roger. Hiruma's left already.
We found 3 bodies at the scene, the secretary, the driver, and a bodyguard. That means there's a possibility that former Cabinet Minister Hirama is accompanied by 1 bodyguard.
It's me. A report just came in that a police car that was on patrol was commandeered moments ago by Hirama and his bodyguard. He's no longer in the sector where you're searching. Come on back here ASAP.
For the love of... Where the hell does he plan on going in a damn cop car?
But how could former Cabinet Minister Hirama commandeer a police car if he doesn't have any authority?
People in this country have a weakness when it comes to titles and authority.
I think it's a bad idea to let people with no authority come into contact with the system. It's a source of trouble.
I've had enough of your ridiculous nonsense. I want you back here on the double. Get going.
Former Cabinet Minister Hiruma, whose whereabouts have been unknown, has contacted the Beto Tatabe Support Police. He says that he's trapped at the hotel halfway up Mount Beto Tatabe and wants to be rescued. Chief Aramaki has already left for this very same hotel, but because Hiruma used an open channel, it's possible that Kanbei's group intercepted the call. Prepare your equipment immediately, proceed to the scene, and rescue former Cabinet Minister Hiruma.
Hiruma's been spotted in the hotel lobby. However, I just received reports of rebel forces heading this way. Get over here on the double. We'll make our escape and take the former cabinet minister with us.
That old fart's a piece of work. It floors me that he demands that someone come get him knowing the situation.
By the way, what's Hiruma doing here in the first place?
Waiting for the evil mastermind, I bet.
The best way to find out is to ask the man.
Well, if it isn't Seta, hey, I hear you were developed at Kenbashi too, huh? That makes us all brothers. Come on, let's link up. Let's Uko Chirake, okay? Seta? He's experiencing death now, isn't he?
No one's immortal. Not even AIs. Come on, you guys should know that.
Yeah, I suppose, but we have backups.
You can't back up your individuality. Of course, that's assuming that you have individuality.
Remnants of the rebel forces have entered the hotel. I can't hold them off by myself. Get over here ASAP.
Tachikoma, let's get over to the hotel. You come in through the front entrance.
I'll take Hiruma with me to the next floor up. I'll leave the rest to you. Good luck.
In the 20 years that we stood passively by and waited, our homeland has been gnawed away piece by piece by the Shibashi Kurus with their states, ideologies, concessions, and personal interests. We have no desire to live in symbiosis with an unwilling partner.
Maybe so, but that doesn't change the fact that what you're doing is a plain old crime.
Exactly what I'd expect a government lapdog to say!
I've located the enemy! Yes, ma'am! What's with Pop?
I'm tempted to say you sure took your sweet time, but I suppose I'll overlook it just this once.
Pardon me for asking, but I hope you'll indulge my curiosity. What were you doing in a place like this? Were you waiting for someone?
Some information on the coup came in. I tried to find shelter like the security police manual says, but I came under attack by those damn terrorists on the way. There was nowhere else to go, so I ran here.
You came all the way out here?
Yes, that's right.
Well, that's certainly odd indeed. Actually, my information indicates something else entirely. By any stretch of the imagination, you weren't waiting for Sergei Ignashov, the former Supreme Commander of Russia's Far East Army, were you?
What sort of nonsense are you spouting? How dare you make such an insinuation? I took shelter here because you and your men are totally unreliable, that's all.
Ignashov himself testified that he was planning to meet you here today to hear a report on an important document from you. It's the truth. I'm simply repeating what came out of Sergei's own mouth.
What's this?
The H-88 report.
The H-88 report? What the hell is this thing doing here?
Do you recall the attack on the National Archives about 3 months ago? It was believed that most of the documents stored there were lost. That's why the release of this report to the general public was delayed.
Actually, the most important material still isn't written in this. It looks as though some pages are missing.
Yes, we thought so too, at first. But I assure you that's all of them. None are missing from it.
Impossible.
The perpetrator responsible for the attack on the Archives building seems to have thought so too. That's why they refused to believe the employees when they were told that the document wasn't there. As a result, they trashed the National Archives in search of the H-88 report. But regardless of how long one might look or how much effort is expended in the hunt, it's impossible to find something that isn't there. The time wasted in that search turned into an inadvertent siege, and Section 9 was authorized to step in as a result. It's true that this 8-8 memorandum doesn't contain much in the way of testimony from the mastermind of the rebellion, but that's only to be expected. At that time, General Nichiba didn't say anything. He refused to answer any questions that were posed to him.
He what?
But he wasn't the only one who kept silent, despite the fact that everyone who was arrested was sentenced to death for crimes against the state. None of them said a word, not a single person. That explains why the investigation never led to you over these past 20 years. There was nothing to connect you.
You bastard. Watch what you say. Do you have any idea what you're implying?
Of course. You were terrified that the release of the H-88 report would dredge up the fateful incident from 20 years ago, and that the investigation would suddenly turn its full attention on you. Am I warm? And you had a dirty little secret that you wanted to keep hidden, didn't you? It was the fact that you conducted illegal real estate deals with the Russian mafia and Ignashov, the former Supreme Commander of Russia's Far East Army. I can see why you wanted to keep that under wraps.
Do you have anything that can prove that?
Yes.
This woman was General Michiba's adjutant back then. Even so, she hadn't been told about any of their ideological work and knew nothing of it. So she alone was found not guilty and set free. In fact, General Michiba entrusted her with secret documents detailing the land titles and money transfers to the dummy accounts. Just the kind of paper trail that undeniably proves you're crooked. But disclosing how she came into possession of these secrets would have meant revealing the Seninkai, which General Michiba and the others gave their lives to keep concealed. Therefore, she was never able to go public with any of that information. Besides that, it could have been leaked to the media as some sort of mystery document, then its value as evidence would have been called into question. This is why the woman decided to keep it quiet all these years.
If these documents of hers are genuine, bring them out! Show me this alleged proof of yours!
Sorry, I can't do that. For starters, I expect that based on the documents she's provided, you'll be questioned on a variety of subjects, such as illegal funds manipulation, corruption, and suspicion of crimes against the state. I also have my own laundry list of questions to ask you regarding the attack on the National Archives. I can't wait to hear your answers. Based on a thorough analysis of your secretary's cyberbrain, which we happened to recover just recently, there's evidence that you had made contact with the group behind the attack. If it's proved that the attack was carried out on your orders, I expect that you and I are going to be seeing a great deal of each other.
And all that annoyance about being forced to prevent my assassination, it was just a...
At Section 9, we aim to please.
So when all is said and done, this whole thing's been going on for the past 2 decades, just like Convey said.
That so-called ideology of symbiosis that Michiba presented struck a chord with Kanbei, Kusumoto, and the others. I guess that at some point during the 20 years that followed the huge setback they suffered from losing Michiba, their ideology evolved in the opposite direction, into an exclusivist one.
Chief, in your opinion, what do you think Michiba was hoping to accomplish? What was his ultimate goal?
We do not wish to live in symbiosis with an unwilling partner. These days, when technology is advancing and has made tremendous headway in the extension of life expectancy, and as the population is increasing, everyone is desperately clutching at the same piece of Earth. They want to claim a homeland, and they'll fight over it again and again. However, the constant fighting is also over rights and interests. Those battles are invariably instigated on the whim of the elite.
Unswayed by ideologies or states, the authority to use the land, in other words, the rights to it, belongs simply to those who require the land to survive. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I'd have to guess that maybe the real motivation behind Michiba's thinking ran something along those lines.
When I examined that disc of chitties, I learned something interesting about Sakata. Apparently, he was carrying on the Seninkai's philosophy by sponsoring a study group. Sakata apparently died in Berutarabe 10 years ago, but the group itself still exists to this very day as a commune dedicated to furthering their way of thinking.
Hey, hold on now. For 20 years, a terrorist group has flourished into what's now a huge organization? Don't tell me nothing's gonna happen to those guys.
Beats me. If it's bothering you, I can give you their phone number. Ask them yourself.
They're still using a phone?
Yep, they say the use of writing is forbidden in the group. You can only hand things down orally. Oh, that reminds me. I hear the group is holding a bazaar tomorrow. You might be able to pick up some good natural oil.
No thanks, I'll pass.
There's one other Seninkai that doesn't exist on the net. That girl Shikari who doesn't have a cyber brain. When you take everything into account, she might have been the embodiment of this whole thing.
Oh, so they never found Seta's AI, huh? That's too bad. I guess we'll never get to know our brother now. You know what I think? I bet that Shikari took it with her. When it comes down to it, who was Shikari anyway? Her physical capabilities could match those of a high-output prosthetic body, but was she really human? It so happens that I know the answers to all those questions because Seta told me everything when I linked with him. Ah, you're so lucky. Tell me too. Ooh! So that's what it was all about. Boy, I'm sure glad that we're AIs, aren't you? It's a lot easier for us to communicate. Now we have a really great souvenir for the guys at State We're back! Welcome home! Well, did you bring a souvenir? Souvenir! Souvenir! We brought you back a special souvenir! Yay! Yay! Where's the souvenir? Where? Now, don't get so worked up. Just be patient. The souvenir is inside our AI. What is it, huh? What is it? A new program or data, maybe? No, it's something completely different from anything we've ever had before. Ooh! Hurry, gimme! Let's synchronize! Yeah! Let's do it! Crap!